It's another gorgeous day on planet Earth and another day for Devoted to a Soldier resource panel. And with me today is Tony Turner. How are you?
Hey, how you doing? Doing great.
I am doing fantastic. So Tony and I met. I got to do the story of how Tony and I met. I don't even know. I think I might have told you this that night, but we were at Bold Patriot for the Freedom Tour with Chris Turner. And all of a sudden the night's over. I know Chris is done playing and everything. And Travis and I are tearing down our set for Devoted Mission. And all of a sudden there's like this angel singing. I'm like, who is that? Where is that coming from? And I kind of peer around because we're outside. And I kind of peer around to see the stage, and there's this burly, redheaded man with the voice of an angel singing on stage, and that is how we met.
Oh yeah.
Did you know that story? Did I tell you that story?
I did not know that.
Well, there you go. Voice of an angel. That's how you were. It was like little God speaking there. But so tell the world, before we get going here, tell the world a little bit about who you are.
Well, I'm Tony Turner, born and raised in Alabama. I'm a Navy vet. I did 6 years in the Navy. I was stationed on board 2 different aircraft carriers. I was on the USS Nimitz, and then I was on the Carl Vinson for my second half of my enlistment. Been to about 13 different countries, 3 deployments. I dabble in music, and here we are.
And then here we are. This is how life happens. I gotta know, what is it like? Like, how long are you on a ship? So now now my curiosity is going to come and ask you all these questions that if I was your mom, I'd be like, so tell me, what is that like? I want to know, what's it like?
Okay. So, being on a carrier is completely different than any of the other ships. Like the smaller guys, they, a lot less crew, and they move a lot more on the carriers. Like there's not a whole lot of sway going on there. Like it doesn't move. But as far as deployments go, usually between 6 to 10 months. So all 3 of my Westpacks were 6 months. So
what made you pick Navy? Like, do you like the water? Was it travel? Like, what made that happen?
I do. I actually had a few people who were talking to me about the Navy back when I was trying to make my decision, and I kind of wanted to use that as like being able to see the world,
Yeah.
And the different schools that I could have done, and
it just fit. It fit what you were looking for at that time. All right. So you do your thing. You come out. Was music always part of your life, or is that something that you developed?
So I started playing guitar when I was 13. My grandmother gave me my first guitar, and my grandfather, he was a musician. He taught me a good bit, and
oh shoot, we lost him. Hold on, here we go. We're going to do a little remove and back up. Okay, B2, we got your grandfather.
All righty. So he taught me quite a bit, and then I started singing probably roughly when I was in high school, maybe in the 9th grade. And I was always kind of shy about it, so I really didn't, put myself out there. I dabbled with a few friends, just playing some songs. And then I got in the Navy, and I was on deployment, and I was sitting there. I took my guitar so I could practice around, and somebody overheard me singing, and they're like, dude, just gave me chill bumps. I was like, all right, okay. So yeah, I ended up on the Vinson. I joined it was a talent contest. It was kind of like American Idol, but it was like Ship's Got Talent,
Yeah.
And I got second place in that, so that was pretty cool. That was a pretty big crowd. It was about 5,000 people, 5,500.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I thought you were
Yeah.
going to be like, a couple hundred. No, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of people on there. Usually out to sea, like fully decked out. We're about 5,500 people.
Shoot. That I was going to say, and you kind of said it yourself, singing is scary. Putting your voice out there, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I have a terrible voice, so I'm not gonna torture anybody with it. But especially, I would think even as a guy, that would really be like that's pretty brave.
Oh yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. I actually I've gotten out of where it's just like I actually just love doing it. Like it's the more I can do it, the better. Like, but I mean, there's also I've got a full-time job, so that keeps me pretty busy away from here. And then I've got my family. I'm married. I got 3 kids, so that's
Yeah,
life is like it's full speed right now.
those kids, man, and it doesn't stop. Like I thought, geez, they're gonna leave the house, and I'm not gonna think 2 minutes about them again. No, it makes you even worry even more. I'm like, dang it, this was not in the handbook that I didn't get
Oh
about
yeah.
having kids, about how this whole thing works. But tell me about it, because we were talking at Bold Patriot that night about how really playing music, it does something to you, right? It kind of, tell me a little bit about that, because we all need something, some sort of, a hobby, or some sort of woo-saw moment, or something that we can really focus in and just be for us. And that looks different for everybody, but I feel like music is your thing.
Oh yeah, yes, ma'am. It's kind of therapeutic, and it's helped me through a lot of bad times. Like I've gone through some pretty bad depression, but this is my go-to. Like for some reason that's the one thing. Like I gravitate more toward it, and I try, like when I write, I have a hard time writing. So when I do write, I try to tell my story in a way that sounds pretty interesting for other people, because I know other people relate. So
Yeah. Do you feel like your therapy is more just the playing of the music, or is it really kind of developing that craft of writing and sharing it through there? Or is it just something that you feel you want to develop in yourself and give?
to me, like just like the melody usually is it's really soothing, but once you start working on like a song, like you got like your melody over here and you got like your song, and then you start making everything just kind of go together, and it just once you get that to where it's together, you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
Just lifts you up.
And what was that like when you kind of put it aside? Just because first of all, life gets crazy. And then we, in our crazy ass minds, make ourselves even worse crazy. I mean, we can go down some scary ass rabbit holes fast.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I actually went through, like I said, some pretty bad depression. I was about to throw in the towel on music, and if it hadn't been for a handful of people, like my wife and my mom and Mark and Andrea with the People's Patriot Project, just if it hadn't been for those guys, like I would have still been just, dragging my head,
Mm-hmm.
but
Isn't that funny how God gives us people to kind of push us when we don't even know possibly that we need to get pushed to get out of our own way? I always find that such a blessing, and it's never a blessing in the moment. Like, I mean, I want to be able to say I can see blessings as they're given to me, but usually not. Usually it's the after effect of that. So I want to know, because a lot of people use music, a lot of people use art, they use talk. I mean, there's so many different things. So what specifically does it feel like, looking back, like thinking of now when you play music as opposed to how you felt when you had nothing? Can you even, that might be too hard of a question. You might not even be able to articulate that feeling that it gives you inside.
Yeah, it's really hard to kind of explain that one. It's kind of going like having it's like having nothing, like an emptiness, and then having it just filled. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that actually speaks volumes. But that when we all have that emptiness inside, that's probably the key that we need to either go back to something that used to bring us happiness and see if that's going to trigger it again, or find something or somebody to kind of get that feeling sparked again and explore, with us. So now that you're given time for yourself, right? You've did your service, you came out, you went through everything, you got your work, you got your family, and we need to take time for us, because if we don't, things fall apart very fast. You've got some cool things happening that are coming up.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm actually, I met with Adam Jones and Matt Strahan when we were in Nashville, when I met you guys at the Bold Patriot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be going and attending an event with those guys on the 27th of this month. I'm going to be singing the national anthem for those guys. So that's pretty cool.
That is very cool. What's the event? Do you even know, or where it is?
I'm not sure what the name is, but I know it's for veterans, first responders. Bobby Hemline is supposed to be there. I'm not sure if I'm actually supposed to say that or not, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Actually, the police commissioner there in that town is putting it on, and he just so happens to be Shaquille O'Neal, so that's even cooler.
That is way cooler. And I want to hear, we're going to have to chat after all that, because I want to know, what's that like? And like I said to you when we were off camera, I feel like it's like a Disney movie or one of his movies that you're actually going to walk into and be a part of.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's funny. Just the whole point of that strand of my thinking is you never know who you're going to run into. You never know what opportunities are going to become available when you just say yes to yourself. I'm going to take time. I'm going to do this for me. I'm going to give what gives me purpose or fills that emptiness. And then look at all this. Because if you would have kept going about your business, you would just keep going about your business. None of this stuff would have happened.
Oh yeah, and actually, since I've met Mark and Andrea, those guys have been even when I quit believing in myself, those guys were still believing in me, and because of them, I've met some pretty big connections, and I've got some big connections that I've made here, at home. Mm-hmm. I got some big stuff coming up. I just started recording with a guy named Mike Hilliard with Hilliard Productions, and he's got quite a bit of Nashville songwriters that are submitting songs that they're wanting me to sing, and one of them in particular is pretty well known in Nashville. His name's Corey Lee Barker, so he's got some awesome work.
Yeah,
so I'm looking forward to working with all these guys.
You're a total inspiration of that, just that humility. That humility piece, right? Not thinking that you're just doing you. I think that's very humbling. It's just do you. Don't give up on what is inside you, whether you haven't touched it in 10, 15 years. It doesn't matter if it's there and it's kind of tickling you a little bit. You've got to go and you've got to run with it, no matter what that looks like.
Oh yeah, it's as far as music, it's been kind of up and down, over the years. And there's been a couple of times I've actually put it down for, just a year or two at a time. But now, I think we're going to put as much energy as we can in it. So
I think it's calling you, and I know Mark's out there watching. He'll be on Devoted to a Soldier this Thursday. So everything that Tony's talking about, if you can relate to that story or a piece of who he is, you'll find out those people that didn't give up on him. You'll find out about them this Thursday at 6:00. But I want to know. I don't want to know. I want you to share that voice that like the guy on the ship. I was that girl. Poor Travis. I was like, Travis, I'm leaving you to finish cleaning up because I got to find out what's going on in there. I got to see what is happening. So if you don't mind, share a little bit of that.
Sure. So I've got right now I've got 2 originals that that I've kind of put out. I'm still working on both of them. I have 2 different ones. See, I've got one I wrote for my daughter back when she was born. So this song's been in the works for over a decade. So it's crazy. Like I haven't been able to finish it. But I've got that, and I've got a song that I wrote when I got laid off when COVID first hit. So which one do you want to hear first?
I don't know. Whatever one comes on your heart. I want to hear them both, so it doesn't matter. You just tell me.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, we'll do Better Days. That's one that I wrote when COVID hit.
Okay.
Does that sound all right?
Yes. Hopefully it'll keep going. We won't have any internet connections.
I've seen better days, and I've seen much worse. Seems I've got a few years left to live through my curves. And although I try real hard, I can't find my way. Be some trying times, that's what they say. I don't get much sleep at night, I keep myself awake, thinking about my troubled ways. Guess it's time for a change. I've lost some good friends, and I've gained some bad. Looking back on the good in life, I thought I lost all I had. But I found out just recently, it's not the end of the line. Even after the hardest rain, the sun's gonna shine, it's gonna shine. Oh yeah, it's gonna shine, oh shine. So that's Better Days.
Yeah. Well, everybody out there, you see what I'm talking about now. And I love that line. Oh, it hit kind of home where you were talking about you picked up some people that weren't good, let go of some other people, like that whole part. Man, isn't that true? That sometimes people that join our bus should not be there. And then you got to work through getting past it. And I think the hardest part is blessing them and praying for them and wanting the best for them, even though like,
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one. Oh, I like that one. All right.
Okay.
Let me see this one that's been in the making forever and ever.
Oh yeah. All right. So I'm gonna try to squeeze this in. I know we only got like a minute left, or can it run over? Or
it can run over. I won't kick you off. I won't kick you off.
All right. All right, so this is the one that I wrote for my daughter. It's called My Little Girl.
All right.
Well, I can't even begin to thank you, not nearly enough. Giving me this gift of life, she's what I've been dreaming of. Too fast it happened, I hear so many people say, but I disagree. Don't believe I'd have it any other way. 'Cause I love that little girl. She's my heart, she's my world. When I hold her close, it's all so clear why the good Lord putting me here in your arms, where I've spent so many nights trying to hold on to forever, wishing I could stop time. But that time keeps on rolling, sadly, no. So I spend all the time that I have left with my little girl. Cause I love that little girl. She's my heart, she's my world. When I hold her close, it's all so clear why the good Lord put me here in your arms, where I've spent so many nights trying to hold on to forever, wishing I could stop time. But that time keeps on rolling, sadly, no. So I spend all the time that I have left with my little girl.
You know what that is? That's the new first dance wedding song. Like not first dance, father-daughter. Father-daughter.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's actually crazy. Like I was on a workup. I was out to sea. I was just far enough away to where I could see the coast of San Diego. Like I could see the skyline of San Diego. And we didn't have cell service, and I couldn't fly off. And my daughter was born 2 days before I got back. So I was just sitting out there. My daughter was being born, and I wasn't able to get in there to see her being born. But I sat down. I was kind of bummed out. I started writing that song, and it just kind of started like coming to me. And within 30 minutes, I had a large portion of that just wrote down. And since then, it's been kind of like a writer's block, So it's just something I gotta sit down and work on and just get it figured out.
It'll come. But man, I can just imagine that. Like you can see, it's like you touch it, you're right there, but no, you're really not, and I can see why that just kind of poured out. That was so intense. And how do you replicate something like that? How do you replicate that feeling to continue, finishing it?
Yeah, it's tough. And now she's 12 going on 30, and it's rough now. Like, she's
a little bit to get that love and feeling back. Those were some tough age.
Oh yeah, no, I love her to death. She's a mess. She's gotten that attitude lately, so.
That's what's so good about us ladies. We got to figure it out. We're hard. We're passionate people, or humans or species or whatever you want to. But oh my gosh, Tony, thank you so much for coming on and just talking about your music and how it really kind of filled that hole in your heart and how you can put something down, come back to it. It's okay. And then receive what's coming, even if you feel like you deserve it or not, which I have no idea if you feel like you deserve it or not, or you're at that ability to do those things, but you just take it in. You're just like, here I am, this is what I got. And that it's very pure. I really like that and appreciate that. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
You are so welcome. Well, we'll chat later I want to hear all about this event and what it was like meeting everybody. And actually I want to know how it felt to like sing the national anthem for an event like that. Cause that I can imagine.
Okay. So, I actually just met a guy, on the show with Mark and Andrew on the People's Patriot Project.
Yeah.
His name is Elliot McKenzie. I don't know if you've met him or not. But he is definitely somebody that I'll try to get you in touch with. He's a Marine, and he sings the national anthem in front of like the NFL games and stuff like that.
Whoa.
So I got to talk to him a little bit and like asked him, like, how does that feel singing in front of that many people, And that's pretty cool to take something like that in.
Yeah. Like, oh, I could imagine that. That's some powerful stuff, because there are people that are listening to you, that have a story that is in their heart, and it's so meaningful to them. So to have your voice be part of their memory and that now part of their story, I mean, it doesn't matter how many times you hear the national anthem. I feel like, at least for me, it's like I'm hearing it for the first time and it's like, oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. I like listening to it over and over just to hear different people, like how they portray it,
Mm-hmm.
how they put it out. I love it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of them. You get a little bit of them. You can totally, ooh. Now I want to hear you. Maybe you can like record that and share it with the world so we can hear your version of it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's going to be recorded.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we've got quite a few people that are going to be there, and I'm sure they're going to be recorded.
Somebody will have it to.
Oh yeah.
Just that I can hear it. Perfect. Then it's all done. That's all I need. Just satisfy my needs. That's really what this is all about. Like, this is what I want. So if you could make that happen, fantastic.
Oh yeah. I got you.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And to everybody else that is out there, remember, as always, love hard, love pure, and love proactive. Until next time, take care.